I still remember the first time I saw Amara. She was standing at the school gate, her long hair catching the wind. I was 8, she was 8, and in that moment I thought, this girl will be part of my life forever. "Why are you staring at me?" she asked, tilting her head. I panicked. I wasn't staring. Just looking, she grinned. Looking and staring are the same. That grin, bright, mischievous, confident, pulled me in. From that day on, I followed her everywhere, carrying her books, sharing my lunch, standing by her side like a shadow. "You don't have to do all this, you know," she'd sometimes say. "I want to," I'd reply. Too shy to say the truth, because I like you. Years passed that way. She became the most admired girl in school. Teachers praised her, boys chased her, girls copied her, and me, I was just the quiet boy who tagged along. "Why do you put up with him?" Her friends would tease her, she'd laugh, tossing her hair. "Because he's loyal." Like a puppy, the word stung, but I stayed. I told myself, loyalty was a strength, not a weakness. I told myself one day she'd see me for who I really was. That day came when I was 16. My hands trembled as I held the small note I'd written. "Amara, I like you. I always have." I waited until lunch break. She stood with her group of friends near the canteen. My heart raced so hard I thought it might burst. "Amara," I called, voice cracking. She turned, eyes curious. "What is it?" The world blurred around me. I took a deep breath and stepped forward. I like you. I've liked you since we were kids. I want to be with you." Her friends gasped. Some giggled. My cheeks burned, but I kept my eyes on her. For a second, silence. Then she laughed, loud, sharp, cruel. "You," she said, pointing at me. "You want to be with me?" I froze. "Yes, I mean. Why not?" She shook her head, still laughing. "Do you hear yourself? You're too plain, too poor, too small-minded. Look at you. What could you ever give me?" Her words struck like knives. Each syllable cut deeper. "Amara," I tried, but my voice broke. Her friends joined in, their laughter echoing like a chorus. "Plain boy," one said. "Puppy boy," another added. The ground seemed to vanish beneath me. My chest tightened. I wanted to run, but my legs wouldn't move. Amara leaned closer, her smile sharp. "Don't ever mistake kindness for love. I kept you around because you were useful, not because you mattered." My breath caught. I felt the world tilt. My note slipped from my hand, falling to the floor between us. She stepped on it with her shoe, crushing it flat. "Don't embarrass yourself again," she said coldly. The laughter grew louder. Faces blurred. My ears rang. I forced myself to turn away, each step heavier than the last. Inside. Something cracked. Later that night, Daniel, my cousin, found me sitting on the roof of our house, staring at the stars. "You look like hell," he said, sitting beside me. I confessed to her, I whispered. He raised an eyebrow, and she laughed at me. In front of everyone, said I was too plain, too poor, too blinded. The words tasted bitter, even as I repeated them. Daniel clenched his fists. "She actually said that." "What a..." He stopped himself, exhaling. "You don't deserve that." I laughed weakly. Maybe she's right. Maybe I was stupid to think someone like her could ever. "Don't," Daniel interrupted. His voice was firm. "Don't let her define you. If you let this break you, then she wins. But if you rise from this, if you build yourself up, then one day she'll regret ever mocking you." I looked at him, anger and pain colliding in my chest. "And what if I can't rise? What if I stay this weak forever?" "Then you'll spend your whole life being her shadow," he said flatly. "Is that what you want?" The silence between us stretched long. My throat tightened, but slowly, I shook my head. "No," I whispered. "Not anymore." For the first time, I let the truth settle in my heart. The girl I once loved wasn't my forever. She was my first wound, and from that wound, I would either bleed or grow stronger. I clenched my fists, staring into the night. "I'll rise, Daniel, I swear I will. One day, she'll see me again, and when she does, she won't laugh." Daniel's hand landed on my shoulder. That's the spirit. Remember this pain. Use it. Turn it into something she can never take from you. I nodded. My chest still burning, but a spark lit inside me. That night, I buried the boy who chased Amara like a shadow, and in his place, I began to build someone new. Eat something, Daniel said, pushing a plate toward me. I'm not hungry. You haven't been hungry for 3 days. I shoved the plate back. Food won't fix what she said. Daniel leaned against the table, arms crossed. You're right. Food won't, but sitting here staring at the wall won't either. I can still hear her voice, I muttered. The way she laughed. The way everyone laughed. It stuck in my head like a curse. Daniel sighed. You've been walking around like a ghost. You skip meals, skip classes, shut yourself in this room. Is that what you want? To prove her right? Maybe she was right, I snapped. My chest burned as I forced the words out. Maybe I am plain. Maybe I am What if that's all I'll ever be? His eyes hardened. You really believe that? I looked away. I don't know what to believe anymore. Silence stretched between us. I gripped my knees, digging my nails into my skin just to feel something. Daniel finally sat across from me. His voice was calm, but sharp. Listen to me. Amara's words don't define you. They don't decide who you are or who you'll become. They felt real, I whispered. They only felt real because you gave her power, he shot back. You loved her. You trusted her. And she used that to humiliate you. That's not truth. That's cruelty. I clenched my jaw. So what do I do? Pretend it never happened? Walk back into school like nothing's wrong? No, he said. You remember it? You burn it into your memory. Every word, every laugh, and then you use it. Use it. I repeated, double quotes, yes. Let it drive you. Let it fuel you. Let it make you so strong, so successful, that one day she won't even be able to look you in the eye without choking on regret. I swallowed hard. His words stirred something inside me, something hotter than shame. And if I fail? I asked. He leaned forward, voice firm. Then you've already failed by giving up. But if you fight, if you work harder than you ever thought possible, then no one Amara or anyone else can call you worthless again. I dropped my head into my hands. It hurts too much. I know, he said softly, but pain isn't permanent. What you do with it is. I stayed quiet, staring at the cracks in the table. His words pressed against the walls of my chest. Part of me wanted to reject them, to sink deeper into misery. But another part, faint but alive, wanted to believe him. Do you really think I can change? I asked. Daniel smirked. I don't think I know. You're smarter than you realize. You've always worked harder than anyone I know. You just need a reason. Now you've got one. Revenge. I asked bitterly. Call it whatever you want. I call it redemption. You don't need to hurt her. You just need to become someone she'll never deserve. I let out a shaky laugh. That sounds impossible. So did confessing to her. But you still did it, he said. If you can do that, you can do this. The corners of my mouth twitched, but my chest still ached. I don't know where to start. Start small, he said. Study harder. Train your body. Plan your future. Every day you do something that moves you forward, you get further from her shadow. I leaned back, staring at the ceiling. The silence between us was different, now less heavy, more alive. Do you really think one day she regretted? I asked quietly. Daniel's voice was steady. I guarantee it. For the first time since that awful day, I let myself imagine it, me standing tall, her looking up with wide eyes, unable to laugh. The thought burned, not with pain this time, but with resolve. I clenched my fists. All right. No more wasting time. No more letting her words control me. I'll study. I'll work. I'll rise. Daniel's smile was proud. That's the spirit. I exhaled slowly, as if shedding the weight pressing on my chest. But, Daniel, what if, deep down, I still care for her? He shook his head. Then use that to Let that memory remind you of what you never want again. Love should build you, not break you. Remember that? I nodded. The ache still there, but softer now. Thank you. I needed this. That's what I'm here for, he said, standing. But don't thank me yet. Prove me right first. I smirked faintly. You'll see. One day, I'll be unrecognizable. As he left the room, I stared at my reflection in the cracked mirror on the wall. My face looked the same, my eyes still red from tears, but deep inside, something had shifted. The ashes of my heart still smoldered, but in those ashes, a fire was waiting to be born. And I promised myself that night, I would never again let anyone make me feel worthless. I was sipping coffee at the corner cafe when I heard a voice I thought I'd buried years ago. Is that really you? The mug almost slipped from my hand. I looked up, and there she was, Amara. Same sharp eyes, same confident smile, though a little forced around the edges. Amara, I said evenly. It's been a long time. She tilted her head. You're not surprised to see me? I shrugged. I'm surprised you remember me. Her laugh was soft, fake, sweet. Of course, I remember. How could I forget my childhood friend? Childhood friend. The words twisted inside me, but I kept my face calm. Right. Childhood. She slid into the chair across from me without asking. You've changed, she said, her eyes scanning me. You look different. More confident. Successful, I'd say. Life happens, I said. People grow. Her smile widened, but her eyes betrayed a flicker of something else. And maybe. I always knew you'd go far. I nearly laughed. That's funny. I don't remember you saying that before. She waved a hand, as if brushing off the past. We were kids. I didn't mean half the things I said back then. Half? My jaw tightened, but I forced a small smile. Is that so? Yes, she said quickly. I was immature. I didn't know how to treat people who cared about me. I leaned back, watching her carefully. And now, she hesitated, then leaned closer, her voice dropping. Now I realize what I lost. I came back to town because I wanted to reconnect. With you. The air between us thickened. My chest tightened, but not with the old longing, something sharper, colder. Reconnect, I repeated. After all these years? Yes, she said softly. I've thought about you. More than you know. I sipped my coffee to keep from laughing. Strange. I don't remember you thinking much about me before. Her smile faltered for a moment. I was foolish. I thought I needed more. Adventure. Bigger things. But the truth is, the people who truly care about you, those are the ones that matter. I studied her carefully. Her dress was elegant but a little worn, her jewelry not as polished as I remembered. The cracks were there, small but visible. You've changed too, I said. She nodded eagerly. Yes. I'm more grounded now. I know what's important. I leaned forward. And what's important? Her eyes met mine, gleaming with practiced sincerity. My heart didn't race. My hands didn't shake. Instead, anger rose quietly, like smoke under my skin. You say that as if the past didn't happen. I said calmly, her lips pressed together. I regret it, okay. The way I treated you, I shouldn't have said those things, but don't tell me you've never made mistakes. Oh, I've made plenty, I said. But I didn't shatter someone in front of a crowd for fun. Her face stiffened. You're still holding on to that. I let out a cold laugh. Holding on? You mean the day you told me I was too plain, too poor, too small-minded, the day you stepped on my confession like it was trash? She shifted uncomfortably, then forced another smile. I didn't mean it. I was showing off. You know how teenagers are. I leaned back, folding my arms. You didn't just show off. You crushed me. That moment defined years of my life. But you're right about one thing. I'm not the same boy anymore. She reached across the table, touching my hand. That's exactly why I came back. You've grown into someone incredible. I can see it. And maybe this is our second chance. I pulled my hand away. Second chance? That assumes there was ever a first. Her eyes flickered with panic, though she hid it quickly. So you're just going to hold a grudge forever? No, I said quietly. I don't hold grudges. I learn from them. She blinked. What does that mean? It means the boy who begged for your affection is gone, and the man sitting here doesn't need it. For the first time, her smile completely dropped. You've really changed, she whispered. Yes, I said, standing up, and you're too late. Her mouth opened, but no words came out. I dropped some bills on the table and turned away. My heart pounding not from love, not from longing, but from the raw satisfaction of seeing her powerless. As I stepped outside into the cool air, I let out a long breath. The past had returned, dressed in false sweetness and desperate charm. But I wasn't the boy she once mocked. I was something else now, and though her smile still tried to haunt me, I knew one thing for certain: Amara hadn't come back for love. She'd come back for survival. But I wouldn't be the one to save her. Come with me tonight, Amara said, her voice smooth, her eyes searching my face. To where? I asked cautiously. A small dinner. Just a few close friends. I want you to meet someone. I almost refused, but curiosity won. Fine, I'll come. The restaurant was quiet, candles flickering on each table. Amara led me in with a confident smile. This way. At the table sat a woman I hadn't met before. Her hair was tied simply, her dress plain but elegant. She looked up and smiled warmly. This is Lena, Amara said proudly. My best friend. Lena extended her hand. I've heard a lot about you. I shook it gently. All good things, I hope. She laughed softly. That depends on who's telling the story. Amara slid into the seat beside me. I told her how loyal you've always been, always dependable. The word loyal stung, but Lena's tone shifted the mood. Dependable is rare, she said. Most people only show up when it benefits them. Her words caught me off guard. That's true, I admitted. Dependability usually doesn't get noticed until it's gone. Lena nodded, her eyes steady on mine. Exactly, Amara cut in, her hand brushing my sleeve. But you've become more than dependable now. Look at you, so successful, so polished. I forced a smile. Success is relative. She leaned closer. Don't be modest. I can see how far you've come. Anyone would be impressed. Lena's gaze softened. What matters is whether you're proud of yourself. I looked at her, surprised. Why do you ask it that way? Because people chase applause, she said simply. But applause fades. If you're not proud when the clapping stops, then what's the point? The table went silent. Amara quickly filled the space. Lena loves to sound wise. She's always lecturing me like that, Lena chuckled. Not lecturing. Just observing. I couldn't help smiling. Observations can sting more than lectures sometimes. Her eyes met mine, kind but firm. Only if they're true. Something shifted in my chest. Amara's perfume was heavy beside me, her laughter practiced. But Lena's presence felt light, unforced. So, I asked Lena, what do you do? I teach literature, she said. Mostly teenagers who'd rather be anywhere else. That sounds challenging. It is. But sometimes, one student gets it. And for that one, it's worth it. Her sincerity was disarming. Amara rolled her eyes. She's underselling herself. She could have done so much more, but she insists on staying in classrooms. Lena shrugged. What's more important than shaping people while they're still open to change? The words hit me harder than I expected. I stayed quiet, turning them over in my head. Amara touched my arm again. I told Lena how much you used to adore me. She giggled. She thinks it's sweet. My chest tightened. Is that so? Lena looked between us. Everyone has a first love. It's not something to mock. Amara waved dismissively. Oh, I was just teasing. We're all adults now. But Lena's eyes stayed on me, calm and steady. Still, feelings don't deserve ridicule. Her words lingered like balm on an old wound. I forced a chuckle to hide the storm inside me. You're kinder than she is. Lena smiled faintly. I try to be fair. The waiter arrived with food, giving me a chance to breathe. As we ate, Amara filled the silence with stories of old parties, old trips, old admirers. Her words were polished, but shallow. Lena, in contrast, asked about my work, my daily routines, even what books I'd been reading. Her questions weren't for show, they carried genuine interest. "You've changed a lot," she said quietly, as Amara excused herself to take a call. "How so?" I asked. "You carry yourself differently. Like someone who's been broken once, but decided not to stay broken." Her observation left me speechless. Finally, I said, "Maybe. But cracks don't vanish." "They don't need to," she replied. "They just remind you where the light got in." I stared at her, stunned by the simplicity of her words. "You sound like one of your literature quotes." She laughed softly. "Maybe I stole it. But that doesn't make it less true." Before I could answer, Amara returned, sliding into her seat. "Sorry, business call." She looped her arm through mine. "Now, where were we?" "Talking about cracks," Lena said, smiling. Amara frowned. "Cracks? Sounds depressing." "Not really," I said. It sounded hopeful. Lena's eyes lit up, and something warm stirred in my chest. When the evening ended, Amara insisted on walking me out. Lena followed a few steps behind. At the curb, Amara leaned close. "So, what do you think of her?" I kept my voice steady. "She different from you." Her smile tightened. "Different how?" "Just different," I said, refusing to explain. Amara laughed lightly, but her eyes narrowed. "Well, she adores me. We're like sisters. So don't get any strange ideas." I gave a faint smile, though my mind was already elsewhere. As we parted, Lena gave me a quiet nod. No words, just a nod. And for the first time in years, I felt truly seen. Amara insisted on choosing the restaurant. "Only the best for us," she said, sweeping through the door like she owned the place. I followed, Lena beside me. The hostess greeted us with a polite smile, leading us to a table near the window. "This will do," Amara said casually, slipping into her chair. "But next time, a quieter corner." The waitress approached, pen ready. "Good evening. May I start you with drinks?" "Sparkling water for me," Amara said, her voice sharp. "And make sure it's cold this time. Last week you served it lukewarm, unacceptable." The waitress blinked. "I'll make sure it's chilled." Amara waved her away dismissively. "See that you do?" My chest tightened. The arrogance in her tone was too familiar, a ghost from my past. Lena's voice broke the silence. "She's doing her best," she said gently, looking at the waitress. "Thank you." The woman smiled gratefully before retreating. Amara scoffed. "Honestly, Lena, you defend everyone. Standards matter. If we don't demand excellence, who will?" Lena glanced at me. "Excellence doesn't require cruelty." I stayed silent, watching them. My thoughts churned. Amara hadn't changed. This was the same voice that once humiliated me, only now sharpened by years of entitlement. Amara turned to me with a sudden softness. "Don't look so serious. You know I like things perfect." I forced a smile. "Perfection's expensive." She leaned closer. "But worth it, don't you think? You of all people should know. Look how far you've come. You didn't get here by accepting average." I took a slow sip of water, letting her words hang. Lena's eyes searched mine, quiet but questioning. The food arrived, plates steaming. The waitress set them down carefully. Amara inspected hers with disdain. "Too much sauce. How hard is it to follow instructions?" The woman flushed. "I can have the chef redo it if you'd like. Forget it. Just take it away. Bring me something decent this time." Her tone was sharp enough to cut. I clenched my jaw but said nothing. Lena placed her hand lightly on the table. "It looks fine to me. Why not give it a chance?" Amara rolled her eyes. "You'd eat anything," Lena smiled faintly. "Or maybe I just value kindness more than seasoning." The words landed heavier than her tone suggested. Amara laughed, oblivious. "You and your morals." I cut a piece of my meal, chewing slowly. Inside though, I was unraveling. Every insult, Every dismissal it was the same Amara I'd once worshipped, and I hated myself for still sitting there. When desert came, Amara shifted her tactics. She leaned across the table, her voice lowering. Do you remember the summer by the lake? You couldn't swim, so you held on to me the whole time. Heat rose in my face. I remember. She smiled slyly. You were so devoted, always chasing me, always waiting. Lena shifted uncomfortably, her gaze dropping to her plate. Amara continued, undeterred. We wasted so much time, didn't we? Maybe now we can catch up. Her hand brushed mine on the table. My chest hardened like stone. I pulled back gently. The past is the past. Her smile faltered. So cold. I don't remember you being this distant. People change, I said simply. The silence that followed was sharp. Lena finally spoke, breaking the tension. Some changes are for the better. Amara exhaled, forcing a laugh. Fine, no need to be dramatic. Let's just enjoy dessert. But the sweetness on my plate turned to ash in my mouth. When the evening ended, Amara rushed ahead to the valet. Lena lingered behind with me. I'm sorry about her, Lena said quietly. She doesn't mean to be cruel. Not always. I met her eyes. She hasn't changed. Not since we were kids. Lena hesitated, then nodded. Maybe not. But you have? That's obvious. Her words carried no judgment, only quiet certainty. I exhaled slowly. It's strange. For years I thought she broke me. Tonight I realized she only showed me who she was. That realization matters, Lena said. It means you're not chained to it anymore. For a moment, the city lights reflected in her eyes, and something unexpected stirred inside me, gentle, grounding. I cleared my throat. Thank you for speaking up back there, she shrugged. It wasn't brave. It was necessary. I smiled faintly. That's bravery enough. Amara's voice cut through the night. Are you two coming, or do I have to leave without you? Lena gave me a small smile, then walked ahead. I followed, but my heart wasn't with Amara anymore. It was somewhere between Lena's words and the silence that followed them. Amara invited me to her apartment that evening. The place was spotless, decorated with expensive taste. Though the shine felt forced, like she was trying to prove something, she poured wine into tall glasses and handed me one with a smile that didn't reach her eyes. You've changed so much, she said, settling onto the couch. Successful, confident, exactly what I always imagined you could be. I swirled the wine slowly. Imagined or wanted? She tilted her head. Does it matter? You're finally the man I always knew was inside you. The words scraped against my chest, and yet, you had no patience for that man when he was still growing. Amara waved a manicured hand. Teenagers are cruel. I shouldn't have said what I did back then. I looked straight at her. You didn't just say it. You performed it. In front of everyone. She shifted uncomfortably, then leaned closer. All the more reason to leave the past where it belongs. Look at us now. We have a second chance. A second chance. I repeated. Her smile widened, patronizing. Yes, I think we should be together. Don't you? The glass in my hand nearly cracked under my grip. Her tone wasn't hopeful. It was proud, condescending, as if she were granting me a gift. I let out a short, bitter laugh. You make it sound like charity. Her smile faltered. What's that supposed to mean? You're offering yourself to me, I said slowly, like you're handing down a prize to someone less fortunate. That's not what I meant, she snapped, straightening. I'm saying we belong together. We've always had a connection. You know it. I shook my head, the anger I'd buried for years burning to the surface. Do you remember what you said the day I confessed to you? She blinked, defensive. I don't. You do, I cut in. You looked me in the eye, in front of everyone, and told me I was plain poor, small-minded, that I wasn't worth your time. Her lips parted, but no words came out. I remember every single syllable, I continued, my voice low. I remember the way they laughed. The way you smirked. The way my chest felt like it was being crushed in front of the whole world. That was years ago, she said quickly. We were kids. You can't possibly still hold. I held it, I interrupted. I carried it like a weight every day. And I built myself in spite of it. Not because of your faith, not because of your encouragement, but because you taught me how cruel people can be. Her face hardened. So what, you're saying you hate me? I laughed again, sharper this time. No, hate would mean you still matter that much. You don't. Her eyes narrowed, glassy, with something between anger and fear. You're lying. If I didn't matter, you wouldn't remember all of that. You're right, I said. I remember, but not because I long for you. I remember because it was the moment I stopped being blind. She gripped her glass tightly. You're ungrateful. Do you know how many men would beg for what I just offered you? I stood, setting my glass down untouched. Then go give it to them. I'm not begging anymore. She rose too, desperation flickering in her voice. You're throwing away the chance to have everything you once wanted. I looked her dead in the eye. What I wanted doesn't exist anymore. It died the day you mocked me. Her hand trembled around the glass. You'll regret this. I stepped toward the door. No. The only thing I regret is wasting years believing you were worth my love. The silence that followed was heavy, broken only by the sound of my footsteps leaving her behind. Lena and I sat on a park bench as the evening settled in, the sky turning soft shades of orange and violet. Children laughed in the distance, their voices carrying like echoes from a life I'd once wanted. She broke the silence first. You've been quiet all day. Something on your mind? I glanced at her, at the calm way she waited without pressing. Too much, maybe, but mostly, you. A brow furrowed. Me, yes. I exhaled. You've been the one person who sees me, not who I used to be, not what I've achieved, just me. She shifted, her hands folding in her lap. That's what friends do. I shook my head. No, friends don't sit with you in silence until the storm in your chest settles. Friends don't risk speaking up when someone crosses the line, even if it costs them comfort. You do? Her lips parted, then closed again. Finally, she whispered, you don't understand. If I let myself feel something for you, it means betraying her, Amara. I asked. She nodded, eyes cast down. She's been my friend for years. Flawed, yes, but still my friend. If she knew she doesn't own me, I said, my voice firm. And she doesn't own you. What she and I had was nothing but a shadow. What I feel now is real. With you? Her eyes lifted, searching mine. You mean that? I've never meant anything more. My chest tightened as the words spilled out. When she mocked me years ago, I thought I'd never deserve love. But you, without even trying, you showed me that love isn't about worth. It's about respect. About seeing the other person clearly. Her breath caught. You make it sound so simple. It is simple, I said softly. Hard, maybe, but simple. She hesitated, chewing her lip. And if she finds out? If she hates me for it? I leaned closer. Then let her hate. We'll stand in the truth. I'd rather hold your hand in honesty than her hand in lies. For a long moment, she said nothing. I thought I'd lost her to fear. But then, her fingers brushed mine lightly. You don't make this easy. I caught her hand, gently holding it. I don't want easy. I want real. Her voice shook. And what if real breaks us? Then we'll break together, I whispered. But at least it will be ours. Her eyes shimmered in the fading light. You really believe that, don't you? I do. Silence stretched between us, heavy with everything unsaid. Then she exhaled, slow and trembling. All right. We try, but promise me no games, no half-truths. If we do this, it's all or nothing. My throat tightened. All, always, all. Her lips curved into a fragile smile, and for the first time in years, I felt something inside me heal. I tightened my hold on her hand, as if to anchor the moment. Thank you for choosing this, for choosing me. She leaned her head lightly against my shoulder. Don't thank me yet. The storm's still coming. I let out a low laugh. Then let it come. For the first time, I'm not afraid. Amara showed up uninvited. The pounding on my door echoed like thunder before I even opened it. When I did, her eyes were wild. So it's true, she spat. You and Lena. I didn't flinch. It's true, her voice rose. How could you? After everything between us, after all those years, you choose her. I stepped aside, letting her storm into the room. Lena sat on the couch, tense but steady. Amara pointed at her. You knew how I felt. You knew, and you did this anyway. Lena's voice was soft, but firm. You don't own him, Amara. You never did. Don't twist this. Amara snapped. You're supposed to be my best friend. Sisters don't steal from each other. I cut in. I'm not a possession. You can't steal me. I chose Lena. Her head whipped toward me. Chose, don't act like you're some prize. I remember you begging for my attention. Following me like a dog. The words hit like a strike, but I didn't bend this time. I met her glare calmly. Yes, I begged once. I loved you once. And you mocked me for it. You crushed me in front of everyone. Her face tightened. That was years ago. I was young. You were cruel, I said flatly. And you enjoyed it, Lena whispered. You don't have to, but I raised a hand gently to her. No. She needs to hear this. Amara's fists clenched. You think you're so strong now, so untouchable. But deep down, you're still that boy I humiliated. You'll never escape it. I stepped closer, my voice low and steady. I already escaped it. The only one still trapped is you. Her lip trembled. Don't say that. Look at you, I said. You came here to scream, to demand, to threaten. But underneath all of it you're begging. Begging for the thing you once threw away. Her eyes shone with fury and something softer fear. I could have loved you. If you'd just waited. If you'd just... I shook my head. No, you never could have. Because love isn't pride. Love isn't cruelty. Love is what Lena gives freely, without asking for anything back. Lena's hand brushed mine, quiet strength in her touch. Amara's voice cracked. You'll regret this. She'll leave you. She's not strong enough to handle you. I looked at Lena, then back at her. Even if she left, I'd never crawl back to you. Not after everything you showed me. Her shoulders slumped, but her words lashed out. You think you're better than me now? No, I said softly. I just finally see you clearly. That's all. The silence that followed was heavier than her rage had been. She stared at me, her chest rising and falling, until the fire in her eyes flickered into ashes. Fine, she whispered. If this is what you want, then have her, but don't come running back when it all falls apart. I opened the door. Goodbye, Amara. For a heartbeat, she didn't move. Then she brushed past me, her perfume trailing like smoke, and slammed the door behind her. The storm was over. I turned to Lena. She looked shaken, but her voice was steady. You didn't have to defend me like that. Yes, I said, taking her hand. I did, because for the first time, I wasn't defending you. I was defending myself, and in that moment, I knew I'd finally won. The music swelled, and the murmurs of friends and family hushed as Lena walked down the aisle. My chest tightened. I whispered to myself, she's really here. She's really mine. When she reached me, her smile steadied me more than any words could. You're nervous. She teased softly. Terrified, I admitted, grinning, but not of marrying you. Just of messing up the vows. Her laugh was a quiet melody. You'll be fine. The officiant cleared his throat. Shall we begin? We nodded as the words were spoken. I barely heard them. My mind was fixed on Lena's hand in mine, her fingers warm, her eyes shining dot when it came time. I said clearly, I do. She echoed, I do. Applause rippled through the room. But for me, the world had shrunk to her and me. Nothing else after the ceremony, amid the clinking glasses and scattered laughter. Lena tugged me aside. You're quiet, she said. I'm just overwhelmed, I confessed. In the best way. I never thought I'd stand here, with you, with this piece. Her eyes softened. You deserve it. As we walked back into the hall, I noticed her. Amara. She stood at the far corner, half hidden behind the crowd, wearing a dress too formal for a wedding she wasn't invited to. Her arms were folded, But her eyes, those eyes were stripped of pride. Lena followed my gaze. You saw her? Yes. Do you want me to ask her to leave? I shook my head. No, let her stay. She can watch. Lena hesitated. Are you sure? I'm sure, I said quietly. Her being here changes nothing. Not anymore. Later, while guests toasted and children danced, Amara edged closer. Not to the front, not daring to interrupt, but close enough that I could hear when she whispered, You look happy. I met her eyes. I am. A bitter smile ghosted her lips. I never thought you'd get this far. Neither did I admitted. But Lena believed in me. Her voice trembled. That could have been me. I nodded. It could, but you chose differently. She blinked, her mask cracking. Do you hate me? No, I said after a pause. I don't, her brow furrowed. Why not? Because hate would mean you still matter to me in that way. You don't, I've let it go. Her lips parted, but no words came. She stepped back, swallowed by the crowd. Lena appeared at my side, slipping her arm through mine. What did she say? Nothing that matters. You're sure? Yes, I said firmly. I don't need revenge. I don't need her to apologize. Just look at her, Lena. She's already living the consequences of who she is. Lena studied me, then whispered, And you? I'm living proof that pain doesn't last forever. She smiled, resting her head on my shoulder. Then let's go dance, husband. The word hit me harder than anything Amara had said all night. Husband, mine. As we stepped onto the floor, laughter and music swirled around us. My scars, my humiliations, my old wounds, they no longer dictated who I was. I had chosen Lena. I had chosen peace, and that was enough. The sky was pale with the first hints of dawn when I found myself walking alone through the park. The same park where, years ago, I had sat broken, questioning my worth. The silence around me was heavy, but inside, I felt light. Hard to believe I made it here, I murmured. I heard footsteps behind me. I didn't need to turn. I already knew. You always liked this place, Amara said softly. I faced her. Her hair was pulled back loosely, her eyes hollow, tired. I haven't seen you since the wedding. I wasn't sure you'd want to. I didn't, I admitted. But here you are. She nodded, avoiding my gaze. I came because I needed to say something. I crossed my arms. Go on. I was wrong, she whispered. Back then, when I mocked you, when I thought I was better, I thought you'd never move past it. I thought I'd always be the one holding the power, and now. Her lips trembled. Now, I see you with Lena, happy, respected, everything I thought I deserved. And she faltered. I'm alone. For a moment, silence stretched between us. I searched her face. It was the same Amara, but not the same. The arrogance had faded, replaced by something closer to fear. You want forgiveness? I asked. I want something, she admitted. Maybe just to know that I'm not the only one who remembers. Uno, I remember, I said sharply. Every word. Every laugh at my expense. Every look that told me I was less. I carried it for years. It nearly broke me. She flinched, but I didn't stop. But here's the thing, Amara. What you gave me wasn't just pain. It was fuel. It made me fight harder, study harder, build myself, until no one could look down on me again. Her eyes filled with tears. So you're saying you should thank me? I shook my head. No, I'm saying you don't get the credit. I built myself in spite of you, not because of you. And Lena. Lena is everything you pretended to be, but never were. Kind, honest, real. Her voice cracked. Do you love her? With everything I am. She lowered her gaze. Then, there's nothing left to say. I almost walked away, but something held me there. I had carried this weight long enough. This was the last chance to let it go. You asked if I hate you, I said quietly. I don't hate chains you to the past, and I'm done being chained. What I feel now is pity. She stiffened. Pity, yes, I said firmly. Because you had everything once, beauty, confidence, attention. But you never learned humility. You never learned how to love without pride. And now, when I look at you, I see what pride costs." Her tears spilled then, silently. "Amara," I continued, "you mocked me once, called me worthless. You thought you were giving me your rejection as some kind of gift. But fate had better plans. It gave me Lena, it gave me peace. And you gave yourself regret." Her shoulders shook. "You don't have to twist the knife." "I'm not," I said gently. "I'm pulling it out. For both of us." She looked at me for a long moment, eyes searching mine, but found no opening left. Finally, she whispered, "Goodbye." I nodded. "Goodbye, Amara." I turned and walked away, the sound of her quiet sobs fading behind me. For the first time, I didn't feel the urge to look back as I reached the path where Lena waited. She smiled at me. "You're lighter," she observed. I said my goodbye. Her hand slid into mine. And I'm free," I answered. She studied me. "Do you regret anything?" I thought of the years of pain, of the boy I once was, sitting in the ashes of rejection. Then I thought of the man I had become, standing beside the woman who saw me fully. "No," I said firmly, "because every step, every scar, led me here." Lena squeezed my hand. "Then, let's keep walking." Together, the sun broke fully over the horizon, painting the sky with gold. I took a deep breath, let it out, and stepped forward into my life, not defined by the past, not haunted by her shadow, but strengthened by everything I had endured. This was my final goodbye.